Fred, you were saying the other night how, you've had your share of chasing stuff around in big games. What was different tonight that allowed him to kind of spring free the way that he did?
I mean, we're not going to hold him to 3 points every time we play him. I think we got to understand that. It's one of the all-time greats. I thought our coverages were a little slow tonight. Some of the switching, some of the physicality was just a touch down from how we had it ramped up the previous game. But this is the playoffs. Again, all about adjustments and chess match and different things. So they were prepared. I thought they executed at a higher level than we did. And sometimes, that's all it comes down to. So he got some clean looks, more so than we would like. So we got to try to limit his opportunities and make his life a little bit harder out there. But obviously, that's a tough cover.
You often talk about the best way to experience something is to go through it. For a young team that's never been in this kind of position, Game 3 on the road in a hostile environment, how important was it for this team to just experience the moment and learn from that?
Yeah, I don't really want to use that right now. we need to get these wins. You know what I mean? It's a true statement for sure, and it makes it tough. You know what I'm saying? You can't really have that viewpoint and while you're in the middle of it. But yes, all of these are great experiences and great learning moments for our group. Great tests. No better challenge than these guys at home after a loss. And we had our chances. So we had a great chance to get out of here with a win. We didn't do that. We got to bounce back. It's a quick turnaround, and we'll be right back here on Monday, ready to go again.
Fred, you've seen these guys 8 times this year now. So, and it's like what they're gonna bring at you every time. What makes it so tough to deal with, though?
Well, I think styles make fights, and I think that's true for basketball especially, and schemes and the way that we guard and the way that they run our offense and the way that they guard and the way we run our offense, it just makes for tough on both ends. It's nasty out there, as you can see. You know what I mean? There's no love lost, and attention to detail's got to be at an all-time high. Can't lose focus, can't take plays off, and both teams, trying to find ways to win. And tonight just felt like, the first to 100 was going to win, and obviously they got there first. But, we lost points in the paint, second chance points, and the fast break points. So that's not really a great formula for us in the way we like to play. It's going to be hard to win like that.
Fred, just to state the obvious, when you have a guy like Jimmy not be available, does this hit even harder for you guys because of that when you have the opportunity to go up 2-1? But also within that, when did you find out that he wouldn't be playing? It didn't make it tricky at all in terms of getting ready for this one?
No, I think we prepared. I'm going to answer the second question first. We prepared as if he was going to play. We were ready to go. You can't play that game of who's playing and who's not playing. You got to be ready to go. And I think every chance you don't win game you feel like you could win is a missed opportunity. Obviously, Jimmy adds another layer to that because they're a different team without him. But, I mean, Gary Payton stepped up tonight. Buddy Hield was huge. Both of those guys off the bench played real key minutes. Kuminga stepped in there and had some good minutes for them. So this is a experienced group that they have. It's been a good team for the second half of the year. And we knew that they were going to respond with the guy out as any good team will. There's no scrubs in the playoffs right now. So, yes, it's definitely a missed opportunity. But, we can't really have that viewpoint. It's got to bounce back and get ready for Monday.
Fred, you know this group well. And the way you talk about this group, you believe in them deeply. What about this group tells you guys will handle this, learn from this quickly, and then turn the page and go forward and make the necessary adjustments going into Game 4?
That's what we always do. As you check the track record, we bounce back every time. A little hard-headed, a little young at times. So sometimes you got to bump your head. But I've loved our resolve. I've loved, our togetherness and our commitment to being great. And no matter if we stumble or make mistakes or miss an opportunity as we did today, we have short-term memory. That's where the youth comes into play at, to just move on and get to the next game. And I believe in this team wholeheartedly that we'll be ready to go on Monday, lace them up, and try to get this one.
I think you scored 13 of the team's first 20 points. How important is your rhythm in terms of the overall pace in the half court, and do you see that carrying over to Game 4?
Yeah, I'm just still trying to find it. Every team guards me differently. Obviously, they're familiar with me, and I know that they're going to guard me a certain type of way. I think it was important for Jalen to get going in game 2. I knew that it was going to be a different atmosphere, so I wanted to get off to a good start for us and just to settle us down and give us a shot, and then try to work the rest of the guys in. So that was key. It was good to see a couple go in, and got to build on that next game.
Fred, you're playing against a team that has a lot of playoff experience, but also a lot of veterans on that team that's trying to get in the head of some of your young guys who are experiencing this for the first time. How important is it for you in your role to make sure that you keep the young guys level-headed and don't let them get caught into those type of antics?
Yeah, it's been a topic of conversation. Obviously, we know what that brings to the game, but I would just say we got some loose cannons on our team too. So. It's we deal with it all year. We go at each other in practice. You know what I mean? It's a part of the game. Some guys like to trash talk. Some guys don't really do it. But as long as we focus on the basketball, we execute at a high level, and it doesn't take away from what we're trying to do and compete. I think the ultimate trash talk is to get the win. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing, is to get the win and to win this series. And as long as that's everybody's number one goal, number one focus, the rest of it, you in the flow, you in the fight of the game. We're not going to back down from anybody. I think that's understood by now. And the rest is just, can we execute at a high enough level to get wins?
Freddie, you just kind of touched on it there, but you kind of caught between Jalen and great Draymond before at the right of the end. Can you say what kind of prompted that kind of exchange there, and what did you see there?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see nothing. I don't know nothing. On to the next.
I know you pride yourself on being an unselfish player, and there's ways to impact the game beyond scoring, but how have the Warriors been guarding you that has made it difficult for you to impact the game in that way? And at some point, even though you want these young guys to succeed, do you kind of, as the veteran, want to step up and kind of shoulder more of a scoring load in this series?
Yeah, it'll be time for it. It's a time and a place for it. I've tried to dance on that line all year. And I think that the best version of this team is when everybody's contributing and everybody's in flow and in rhythm, and Jalen and Alpi are playing at a high level as a duo, and the rest of us are making shots and making plays on the back end of that. Now, there's times and places where I have to play better. I have to make shots at a higher clip. I have to find rhythm and find ways to be more aggressive. But obviously, if I'm getting 2 on the ball at 28, 30 feet, I feel like I've done my job for that possession. If I can draw a mismatch and I can draw a best defender and there's opportunities for other guys, I feel like I've done my job on that possession. So there's different ways to attack. I have to be better 1,000%. And if I make 2 more shots, we probably win game 1. If I make a couple more tonight, we probably get out of here with a win. So that's totally on me for sure. Thank you, guys.